In the midst of the hustle and bustle of the global entertainment world that is never completely quiet from the spotlight, one name again makes millions of people hold their breath in an indescribable curiosity. The name is Jungkook, the youngest member of the phenomenal group BTS, who over the years has built a very strong emotional relationship with his fans known as ARMY. But this time, it was not a new song or a spectacular stage performance that became the topic of conversation. Precisely something much simpler. A small signal that suddenly appears and immediately triggers a huge wave of speculation around the world. Everything starts from a moment that seems ordinary. There is no official announcement, no comeback schedule announced by the agency, even no clear clues that can be directly understood by the public. But in the fandom world that is full of attention to every little detail, something that Jungkook does is suddenly considered different. A short upload, a small gesture, even a facial expression that can only be seen for a few seconds. Everything seems to keep a hidden message. ARMY, who is known to be very observant, immediately moves quickly. In a matter of minutes after that moment appeared on the internet, social media was filled with theories, analysis, and assumptions that were growing more and more. Some fans believe that Jungkook is giving hints about a new project that has not yet been announced. Some others believe that it is a sign that something bigger is being prepared secretly. This speculation is getting hotter because Jungkook is known as a figure who sometimes conveys something in an indirect way. On several previous occasions, he has left a small clue that fans only realized after a big project was announced. This is what makes every little movement now never considered a coincidence. Interestingly, the reaction of fans does not only come from one country. From South Korea to the United States, from Southeast Asia to Europe, conversations about Jungkook again dominate various social media platforms. Keywords related to him began to appear in the trending list, as if indicating that this curiosity does not only belong to a few people, but belongs to millions of fans around the world. In various fan forums, the discussion goes on non-stop. Someone tried to connect the mysterious signal with Jungkook's activity schedule for the past few months. There are also those who associate it with previous projects that he has worked on. Not even a few try to read the symbolic meaning of details that may look very small to others. Some observers of the entertainment industry are also starting to speak up. They judged that Jungkook had a huge influence that was able to create a global conversation from just one simple action. In a very competitive world of music, the ability to trigger public curiosity like this is considered a strength that is rarely possessed by an artist. But behind all those speculations, one thing that is most noticeable is the emotional relationship between Jungkook and his fans. For ARMY, Jungkook is not just an idol that they admire from afar. He is a figure whose life journey they have followed since they were young. They saw how he grew up from a dreamy teenager to a global star whose name is known in various parts of the world. Because of that, when Jungkook gives the slightest signal, fans feel that there is something he wants to convey, as if there is a story behind every movement that is not immediately said in words. Some fans even said that this curiosity actually makes the relationship between artists and fans feel closer. They enjoy the process of guessing, discussing, and sharing theories with each other. In many ways, moments like this become part of the experience of being an ARMY. Meanwhile, the agency has not given an official statement regarding the meaning of the signal. This silence actually makes the atmosphere even more mysterious. Many wonder if this is indeed part of a big strategy that is being prepared, or just a spontaneous moment that accidentally triggers a wave of global speculation. Regardless of the answer later, one thing is clear. Jungkook once again proves that he has an extraordinarily strong attraction. Not all artists are able to make the world speak with just one small gesture. But for Jungkook, it seems to happen very naturally. In the midst of all this curiosity, ARMY chose to wait with hope. They know that Jungkook often gives unexpected surprises. And if it is true that something is being prepared, many believe that the result will be something great. For now, the mystery is still hanging in the air. There is no definite answer, no official confirmation, just a gesture that is constantly replayed by fans trying to find the meaning. But maybe that's where the beauty lies. In a world full of quick information and instant announcements, a small mystery from Jungkook can make millions of people stop and wonder, what exactly is he preparing? And until the answer is finally revealed, One thing is for sure, ARMY's curiosity towards Jungkook will not stop anytime soon. It could even be, this mystery is just the beginning of something much bigger that will soon shake the entertainment world. The wave of curiosity did not stop at a short conversation on social media. In fact, the more time passes, the greater the speculation that arises. The fans continue to observe every activity related to Jungkook, as if they don't want to miss a single detail that might explain the meaning of the mysterious gesture. On various digital platforms, Jungkook's name is back in the center of attention, showing how strong the influence of this figure is in the eyes of millions of his fans. Some fans began to re-excavate old archives, tracing previous interviews, to rewatching various live broadcasts that had been done by Jungkook. They tried to find a pattern, trying to understand whether the signal that just appeared was related to something he had said in the past. In the ARMY community, activities like this are not new. Fans are used to solving small puzzles that sometimes intentionally or unintentionally appear from BTS members. But what makes the situation this time feel different is the strong atmosphere of mystery. Many fans feel that Jungkook is harboring something big. Whether it's a new music project, a surprising collaboration, or even something he's never done before. On the other hand, entertainment industry observers are also starting to give their views. Some say that Jungkook has a unique communication instinct with his fans. Without the need to talk at length, he is often able to convey emotional messages only through simple expressions or gestures. This is what makes every movement always analyzed attentively by the fans. This phenomenon shows one interesting thing. The relationship between Jungkook and ARMY is not just a relationship between artists and fans. There is an emotional bond that is formed over the years of his career journey. Since debuting at a very young age, the public witnessed how Jungkook grew up, learned, faced the pressure of popularity, until he finally became one of the most influential stars in the global music world. Because the trip lasted so long and was open to the public, many fans felt as if they were witnessing every phase of Jungkook's life. They saw his hard work, saw the moments of exhaustion that he once expressed, to see how he always tried to give his best on stage. Maybe that's why just one small signal is enough to trigger a big emotional wave. For ARMY, Jungkook's every action feels like it has a deeper meaning than just an ordinary activity. In the midst of all the speculations, some fans began to put forward a quite interesting theory. Some believe that Jungkook is giving a sign that he is preparing a very personal work. A work that may tell a side of him that has rarely been seen by the public. This theory arises because on several previous occasions, Jungkook has revealed that he wants to show more of his side through music. But of course, not everyone agrees with the theory. Some fans actually think that the mysterious gesture may be related to something simpler, such as a message of support to fans or just a spontaneous moment that has no special meaning. This difference of opinion actually makes the discussion more lively. In fan forums, conversations last all day long. Everyone brings their own point of view, builds a new theory, then compares it with the previous theory. Interestingly, this atmosphere is not filled with conflict. On the other hand, many fans actually enjoy this process as part of the experience of being an ARMY. They feel that a small mystery like this makes the journey supporting their idol feel more alive and full of surprises. Meanwhile, in various international entertainment media, this phenomenon is also starting to get attention. Some news portals even highlight how one gesture from Jungkook was able to spark a global conversation in a short time. This is considered as a real proof of how big the influence is possessed by an artist who once started his career as a dreamy teenager in South Korea.